Hello friends, I'm Saia and welcome to Surviving Mars. Welcome to my first recorded for YouTube series. This is a game I'm quite familiar with, but by no means an expert, and I have very little experience with the latest DLC, Green Planet. Straight from the Paradox store page, Surviving Mars is a sci-fi settlement builder all about colonizing Mars and surviving the process. Choose a space agency for resources and financial support before determining a location for your colony. Build domes and infrastructure, research new possibilities, and utilize drones to unlock more elaborate ways to shape and expand your settlement. That description sounds lovely, doesn't it? It sure does. What they don't tell you is that peril awaits. Dust storms, meteors, cold waves, they're all things that can ruin your colony in an instant. Okay. I think we picked our spot. Let's watch our rocket land. I love the angle at which you can move the camera in this game. Okay. We have arrived. Now it's time to remember how to start these games. It's been a while. So, first things first, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna try not to pause too much during the game, but for right now, in the very beginning, I'm just gonna go through all the stuff on the side, see what there needs to be done here. So, scanned some sectors, found some water, which gave us a milestone for some research, which will have automatically put research towards a random tech that's already unlocked, which we'll check out in a sec. Got some anomalies. We'll have to get, I think it's called an explorer, an RC explorer? I don't remember. It's at least an explorer to go check some of those out. A special project, capture ice asteroids, Martian vegetation researched. So I think this is what our mission sponsor gives us. I'm not exactly sure. Terraforming, we need to explore some more sectors. Terraforming introduction, I could go through that, but I have at least read that probably a couple of times. But if you tested me on it, probably wouldn't be able to tell you what it said. So first thing I like to do, get in some of the active research here. And it looks like, yeah, so this is the tech that we know, Martian vegetation. Okay, yes, this is the one that we get because of our sponsor. As well as this breakthrough. We get both of these things like already researched, I believe, because these are worth 1,000. Oh. Speaking of research, this is a fun one to have right at the get-go. And it looks like the 250 points we got from discovering water on Mars went to this one, discover 6 new planetary anomalies. And that's important because I believe, and we'll go check in a sec, that our mission sponsor has certain goals, and researching a certain number of terraforming I guess research is one of the goals, and we get some good stuff from that. But first, let's figure out what we've got here. Subsurface heater, which, so in the setup, which I kind of sped through in the very beginning, I wanted something that had cold waves because I have never really played on a cold wave map, and I thought it was an interesting contrast for the new Green Planet stuff to be in a cold wave or in a cold biome, or one of those things. So I think this is something that we're going to want to research like immediately, because otherwise all our stuff freezes, and that's bad. So let's go with that first. Drone hubs, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then I think decommission protocol, biotech. And then I'm going to leave the other two to see what pops up from some certain anomalies and stuff. Queuing up some research is important because if you get one of the if you get something that gives you a whole bunch of research, you want to make sure you have stuff in the queue so that it doesn't pick a random one and instead goes towards the thing that you want to research. So one of the other things we need to do is start getting our drones some jobs here. And of course, I've completely forgotten. Let's start with some wire. And universal depots. Now, okay, so I landed that a little too close. That's okay though. And if I would have held shift, I would have been able to place 2. Now the thing I'm not going to store in here is fuel. I'm going to create a specific fuel resource over here that's sometimes these things can blow up by either a meteor hitting it or something else happening, and obviously maybe putting it not right next to your ship is the wisest idea, but not having it near where all of your all of your materials are is also, you know, don't do that. Next thing we need to put is a drone hub, which I'm going to just plop right next to these universal depots. We're going to hit pause so that I can start doing stuff. I'm going to run mostly on fast speed here. And we need to get some of the first things going. Sensor tower. I like getting the Stirling generator set up. And again, if you hold shift, which I completely forgot to do, it'll allow you to place multiple. And then we need concrete because we need to get some stuff built. One of the main things being a dome. The other thing we're going to need is a fuel refinery. I'm going to kind of put that over here off to the side. Terraforming hint, yep, vegetation. And of course we have a heavy load problem for our drones because, well, we don't have a lot of them and they're trying to do a lot of things. So this is going to need, I'm just gonna bring this over here because you're gonna need pipes and cables pretty much everywhere. So then the next thing we want is, in order for the fuel refinery to work, water. This is what I want right here. Now this is a low deposit, but that's what we've got so far. So let's blocking objects. Okay, so they have to pick up that metal first. Beautiful. Yep, seeds. And it looks like they are using this for building some of these things, so we'll be good there. And I want a battery. I'll put that right there. So this is going to need water to run. I am going to give this a lower priority. But we do want this refueled. Now I'm tempted to send a rocket fairly soon because we do start with 2 in order to get some resources that I really, really want, like the RC Explorer, the transport 1, a couple of other polymers, machine parts, and electronics just to tide us over. And then, actually, hold on. Before I forget, let's hook this up. And I'm pressing C for cables and V for the pipes. Yep, low water storage. That's because we don't have any. So they're looks like they have completely emptied this out, which is great. I think one of the things that I want to do is we should have in terraforming, because of our sponsor, which I had already forgotten, we need to look at those goals, is this forestation plant. And I have this idea of basically, like, we're here to make this a beautiful site. We're here to terraform Mars. Like, that's what we're here to do. So might as well get started on it right away. And what's nice is they don't cost any power. So speaking of mission sponsor, while they're building that, although I think it pauses, Let's look at our mission profile here. Oh yeah, so all terraforming techs are 50% cheaper for research. That's insane, 50%. So these are all of our goals, and it looks like none of them have a time limit on it, which is brilliant. I tend to play games at a slower pace. That's just how I play, and not having a time limit is great. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun to have a time limit because that really makes you strive. That really makes you need to know how to play a game in order to hit some of those. So research 8 terraforming technologies, 25% terraforming progress, 35% overall terraforming progress, 60% terraforming progress. So all of this is all about terraforming, which is awesome. And then construct a capital city. Nice. So those are things that we're going to want to work on. We have a sensor tower, which is going to allow us to scan faster, which I forgot. We should probably get on that. Let's scan all the things that are kind of around where we are now. This is not the greatest thing to scan, but there is usable space, so I want to get that started. Water. And one of the things that I want to start getting these guys going is it says that it improves global vegetation if it's less than 40% of this, right? So these don't really help that much after that. At least that's how that reads to me. Again, I'm new to the Green Planet DLC, so not 100% sure there. Now, some of the next things we need are, I think I'm going to build a landing pad. This helps protect buildings and vehicles from dust that the rockets usually give off during landing. So I'm going to put it here for now, and then I want to build another one right next to it. And the battery's going up. And what's nice about Stirling generators is it works day or night. It does take polymer to maintain, but while it's closed, it's protected from dust. So there's like hardly any maintenance on it. I would say maybe even 0. But open, obviously you get more power. And currently right now we're running right at our max. So it would probably behoove us to open these up, so that we have more power, so that we can have more buildings, etc., etc. I think one of the other things I want to check, just to make sure, so we have another drone hub, but we don't need that quite yet. Now, one of the other things that we're going to need to start building are solar panels and wind turbines. And I suppose I could get them started. I kind of want to keep it away from the dust, but it needs to be, in a place where they can maintain it. So, make sure I hold shift this time. We'll place 3 here, and we'll get that connected up. So an anomaly. So this is why I also want an explorer. Okay. Oh, and I never put down where is it? Storage. A concrete depot over here, or a waste rock dump site. Now this should still be in range. Yeah, perfect. Now what's nice is we have this rare metals and normal metals, and I think depending on what we see here, this might be our first dome. Now I can't forget one of the other things that our sponsor has is we get sent with a dozer like immediately, which can flatten out terrain, and I really like the sound of that. Now, I could flatten this out. I don't know how that affects this this water spot. So I'm not quite sure, but I think maybe starting work on this would be awesome. So I think if we go here, landscaping, and we're gonna flatten. we're gonna start here. And I don't know, there is a certain size that you can do. And I wanna make sure that we get some of this covered. Yep, hit go. Send this guy over here. Now, because this is in range of our drones, I'm gonna turn this to low priority because I don't want the drones to like constantly be working on this if they have other things to do. Because the sun is out, this is happening, and this almost has enough concrete to get built, and once it does, I think I'm gonna get our other rocket. I wanna bring an explorer, the transport, and maybe some seeds and get that started, because we actually don't start with seeds. I find that odd. You would think they would ship you with seeds, but maybe you had to get here first to see what the terrain was like to, you know, see if that even made sense. So. Okay, landing pad is complete. Let's go for a cargo rocket. And let's see, are there any prefab buildings? We don't need another drone hub at the moment. I kind of want to bring a moisture evaporator, but because I have those 2 water deposits, I'm going to hold off for now. Possibly another fuel refinery. And I think that'll be it for now. Some of these things we need people to run, so can't do that yet. Okay. RC Explorer, RC Transport. Definitely want some of those things. Let's bring 10 seeds, and then I'm going to try to get a few of these and maybe some more drones. More drones is more better. Okay, so we still have a little bit of money, but that's as much as our rocket can handle.
Sector scanned.
Okay, sector scanned. We've got a couple sectors scanned, so let's continue around this little circle here. Looks like we've not got much of anything quite yet. Okay, so some of the things that we're going to need for the dome, which... where do I want to put the dome? I do really want to bring it here. Drone commander, the problem is, or not the drone commander, the drone hub doesn't quite reach all the way over here. So that worries me a little bit. But there's like nothing over here, even though there's this great space. And we could always extend our line out and put another drone hub over here eventually. So maybe what I'll do is I'll start planning for a dome. I like to build the small domes. The barrel domes are great because they have more space, but I love spires, so kind of don't want to do that yet. So let's build a basic dome. Now the thing is actually, if we put this here, that reaches both. And I could put this here, most likely, and still be able to reach those rare metals, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna completely cover it. And if I put this here and look at our range for the drone hub, okay, so it does cover most of this. I think that should be okay. We're gonna need, obviously, water and power to this as well. So, there are some other things that we're going to need, and that is life support stuff. Probably gonna need another water extractor. We're definitely gonna need a water tower. We're gonna need a Moxie for oxygen. Let's place that here. We're gonna need an oxygen tank. Oh, that fits in kind of nicely right there. Okay. And we can't forget to hook this up. Ooh, another anomaly. Sweet. Rocket's almost here with our explorer. And they're gonna start working on this. Yep. Beautiful. And once that gets here, the seeds will start working, which will be great. Now, I don't have seed storage, and I'm pretty sure I need one because they don't have their own, they don't have a spot on the Universal Depot. So that was a pretty good looking sector. Let's keep going around in a circle here. And one of the things that the transport's going to be nice for is going and picking up metal and polymer that are on the surface and bringing them back to base here. So we're still positive on power. Don't have to open these bad boys yet. And as far as I can tell, yep, they don't need maintenance once they're, or while they're closed. So again, played the game. I've actually beaten quite a few scenarios, which is actually why I picked the scenario we played. I don't know anything about it really. I know a little bit, but I don't know where the, where the scenario takes us. I've beaten a few scenarios, but none since Green Planet came out, and it's been a while, so. Ooh, yes. Here we go. Excellent. So, first things first. Let's get our Explorer and go scan that anomaly. Oh, and that was a meteor. Whew. That was close. Sometimes they leave little presents. And then our transport. I think I saw a whole bunch of metal over here. So we're going to have them create a transport route in this area, grab everything, and bring it back. Now I'm going to right click this to make this less of a priority because I want this to get its fuel. Now, did I, because I can't remember already.
Sector scanned.
Yes, I brought a second fuel refinery. Now, I don't think I can fit it in here, so it may have to just slot in. May have to just go right here. A little bit down the way here, but that'll be all right. And we still have power here, so we're good. And what's nice is these just get built because you don't need materials for that. So it looks like we were probably low on metal. Yeah, we don't have a lot of metal. Ooh. Milestone achieved, scan an anomaly.
More to the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
Even the tiniest, simple-looking rock can contain the answers to mysteries which perplex the human mind for generations. Sometimes it takes just a simple discovery to assure us of the vastness of the universe, an encouragement to make us look beyond the boundaries of our existence and into the future. So we got some new tech here. Let's open it up. We unlocked hydroscopic vaporators. Okay, so water production increased by 50%. Awesome. And probes. I don't use probes very often, and I'm sure that they're good. I'm just bad at using them. Okay, pipe is getting built, so that should help our... oh, see, we don't have enough power, so I'm gonna... Let's see, I'm going to control click to make those top priority, and I'm gonna open one of them. Give us a little bit of power at night. Yeah, see, these are waiting for metals, which we just don't have enough drone power for. I think I grabbed some drones in the second shuttle load, which will help a lot. And it looks like, yep, that's getting built. Just needs concrete and metal. Now we're going to have to get power and pipes, which do both water and oxygen. We're going to have to get that to this, but not worried at the moment because it's not even built yet. Sector scanned. Let's make sure we're constantly looking at that. Our dozer's rocking. Transport is rocking. Ooh, we're starting to see, because we got some seeds, so it's working. We're starting to see these little patches of, I believe it's lichen that you can first grow. Yeah, lichen. It's really slow, but That's alright, but I love that it doesn't take any power, and that's awesome. So I can't wait for the research to be complete, because then we can start building subsurface heaters. Now, I haven't really been clumping things together like I should have. That's something to keep in mind for when we build future things. Uh-oh. Stirling generator fault. Testing fringe technology in a fringe environment is always unpredictable. The rapid increase of cable faults ever since we turned on our first Stirling generator connected to the grid. Hints at some gross miscalculation stewing from the fringiness of it all. Fringiness, what a word. Our scientists have laid down the research needed to be done to fill in the potholes in the original Stirling generator designs. Research the Stirling generator cable faults tech to fix the issue. Until then, keep in mind that cable faults won't appear when Stirling generator... Oh my gosh, really? I don't know that I've ever had this, I don't know what you call this, event. I don't know that I've ever had this event. That's interesting. So if we look at our research, okay, so it adds like a quest thing that you have to research essentially. I'm going to let the subsurface heating finish, and then I think I'll research the, what I'll do is I'll take these guys off, requeue it in this order. Because I would definitely like to use our Stirling generators. Now, I can turn these off, but then I'd have to make sure that our power was up. So it's kind of a balancing act, really, and what I feel is important here. This guy is almost filled with fuel. They're still unloading some of these guys, which is great.
Anomaly found.
Oh, speaking of anomaly, this guy is done. So let's zoom out a little bit, or a lot bit. Let's go down here. Is this... Okay, so this is an anomaly, and then we'll go over here, scan this one, and then scan this one. Okay. Ooh, more lichen. And our transport is transporting. Our dozer is dozering. Okay, scan another sector. Oh, this guy's ready to go. Okay, so he, just to confirm, has nothing on his thing. These drones will transport to either the other shuttle or the drone hub, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's return to Earth.
Milestone achieved.
Ooh, got a milestone. Heck yes. And there it goes. And so I want to build, like I said before, because I actually remembered. Oh, I have to wait till it's actually like left. There it goes. There it goes. Yep. Let's put another landing guy right there. Since we have 2 rockets, we might as well.
Research complete.
Yes.
Anomaly analyzed.
Ooh, straight science. Heck yes. So, and, oh my gosh, look, that completed almost 100% of this guy. See, this is why you have them queued up like this. Great. So now we have this. So now when cold waves come, this should help us. I'm gonna need to start building those immediately. Unfortunately, they take machine parts, which I think I'm gonna have to send another cargo rocket in order to get that done. But I think that's a good place to end our first episode. It looks like our flattening project was done. Our dome is almost done. We just launched a rocket, got some subsurface heating going, or at least the research. We'll have to see what happens when this next research finishes. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to hear in the comments if you have any comments, criticism, critique, any of those things, or just chat. I'm down for that too. See you in the next one. Bye.